Addiction is a thing that I didn't want to admit that I have succumbed to. I don't drink alcohol, never have. I don't do drugs, never have. But addiction still found me. I was taught about these things, but not other things. In the forms of video games, entertainment, adult entertainment content. This sort of stuff just happened to enter my life, and I didn't know about it. I didn't know about the repercussions. Taught about drugs, alcohol in school, but the stuff that is hitting me and affects me wasn't talked about. It's talked about more so now because people have dealt with it, and it's bringing up concerns, and it's making it harder for people to have relationships. So now it's talked about, but it's too late for me. I have already experienced this incursion on my life, and it's been affecting me for a while, but I haven't wanted to really acknowledge it. Over the past 2 years, I have been really acknowledging it. And this year specifically, I really wanted to conquer this addiction with adult content. I'm not going to say the term because I don't want, if someone young sees this, I don't want them to find out about it, which is how I found out about it at a very young age in elementary school. One of my friends had an older sister, and he told me what it was. Obviously, at the time, I'm in elementary school. I've never encountered this before. Never encountered it. So, I obviously show my friends, look at, this is crazy. Like, whoa, this whole part of the internet, which unfortunately is way more accessible now to younger kids at any point in their life. They don't need a friend at school to tell them. It's just kind of in the algorithm. It's kind of just there, and they can stumble upon it. And that's scary. For me, I definitely didn't know it would lead to an addiction. Starting at the beginning of this year, I said, I'm not going to play any video games, because that was another one of my addictions that I felt had a hold on my life and I couldn't escape it. So I decided, hey, this year, no video games. I'm not going to play any video games unless it's in a certain stipulation of like a group setting or something like that, where it's a party environment where I'm just playing with everyone else and we're enjoying a game. That's okay. But the way I used to play them, 24 hours straight, binging, just not healthy, I wanted that to stop. Which I have, up until this point, successfully done that. 100 days into the year, I have not played any video games. I felt the pull, I felt the itch, but I have not played, unless it was those stipulations. I wish I could say the same for the other scenario, the adult content. I have been better than what I was in the past. Before this year, before I made this pact with myself to really try and beat this, I was a lot worse. And I really wish I could say I've been free completely of it for 100 days, but it's been really hard. Maybe one time a week at this rate, or less, which is very, very, very much better than I was. And the type of things I've consumed this year have not been what I've been consuming in the past. I have avoided the hardcore aspect of it, which is definitely on the right track. I know it's easier said than done to just be like, drop it, just stop, just stop, right? It's that easy. It's really not. Which opens up my eyes to people that are struggling with their own addiction, right? You can give them all the encouragement, all the support, everything. You can say anything you want and do anything to try to help them. But sometimes that substance is just too strong. It's just too strong. And it's definitely easier to conquer with people supporting you on the way. Part of maybe small reason I'm making this video, maybe less than 5 people know about this, about me. And it's because it's just like hard. It's hard to talk about, and it's hard to admit, especially to people that have known me for a long time. Because I try to be this, I don't do drugs or drink alcohol. I'm so healthy and I don't have any issues going on. But obviously, that's not true. And so this has been a vulnerability for me for a long time, trying to come to terms with the fact that I have this problem, this addiction. And I told myself I would make this video on the 100th day of the year, and I am doing it because I really want to follow through with my word, and I really hope that maybe this will help me and also someone watching this, hopefully. It's really difficult to kind of just go through life dealing with these things on your own when you don't need to. Which has been important for me to come to terms with. I feel that I don't let people get close to me in order for me not to get close to them because I'm scared of loss, which is nothing to do with addiction, but it's adjacent. Because if I wasn't scared of being close to people, I could have maybe gotten help with this a lot sooner. The first time I ever broke a pinky promise, sacred pinky promise, was my promise to quit watching that type of content. Because I promised it to someone that was really important to me and I wanted to make it work, but it's not that simple. It's just not that simple. The simple act of this does not erase all of the years from elementary school to now. It doesn't erase it. Which I think, in general, my willpower is strong-ish. But when it comes to something like this that has a grip on your brain and it has just altered your brain chemistry over all this time, it's not something you can just cut it. You just can't cut it off. Unless you are exiled on a remote island with no technology, nothing, then maybe. But you're still going to be looking at coconuts a little funny, and it's your brain's going to conjure stuff up to get there. It's been hard, but I'm 100 days in, and it's miles better than it was. Miles. And I'm very happy. Like, I'm happy about that, because I don't want to be dealing with this anymore. I want it gone. But the connection to the internet makes it so much harder. The addiction to YouTube as well is a thing that I have struggled with, especially after quitting video games this year. I've noticed I've been spending a lot more time watching YouTube. On YouTube, watching it, just scrolling, because I don't have Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever other media out there. I don't use anything. The only thing I have is YouTube. And YouTube will sometimes hit me with something that will trigger the need I have or the want I have for this addiction. And sometimes I scroll past it. I get out of my head. But other times I click on it. I watch it. The thing on YouTube is just in that nature. It's not obviously to the extent of adult content, but it's leaning towards activating that, the need, the thirst in my brain for that. And those have been times where it's been really rough. I went without YouTube for a week, I think a week or two ago, and it was a crazy feeling. That pull I kept feeling, the itch in my mind when I would eat food. A lot of us do this. We eat food and put our phone there and we watch something or we scroll while we eat. A lot of us do that. When's the last time you didn't do that, right? That was something that I noticed heavily. Is this draw, the thing in the itch. I don't know what else to describe it as, but an itch in your brain that's saying, all right, you're doing this thing, it associates it with that thing, so you got to do them at the same time. Or even when you're just bored and you just go on your phone for no reason and just do this for a long time. It's very sad that that's kind of where everything is led. Everything is led, drawing people to algorithms, holding people in a state of kind of zombie-like tendency where you're kind of just, you're alive, but you're just here. You're just here. And to think of all the things people would be making or creating or thinking up if they weren't wasting their time being sucked into these algorithms. And obviously it's not everyone, because people are also making the content for the people watching, so those people are being creative. But the majority of people are just consuming, not creating. And in this world where everything is so accessible and instant, it's hard to just do nothing or sit in silence I've been doing that on and off, kind of just laying in my bed, staring at the ceiling. And my brother, who lives, his room is across from mine, will come out of his room and just kind of look at me and be like, what are you doing? Like, it's weird to just be or I don't use public transportation often, but if you're in a bus or a train or a plane, there's just so much less interaction. And I wish that weren't the case. I wish it was just social reality instead of social media. You know, social, just be social. And that's also easier said than done. For me, I crave that. But I don't know how to act on that craving or engage in that social behavior because I feel like no one else is used to that. And don't get me wrong. Without the internet, I couldn't share this with the whole world to see. I couldn't put this out there to open up about myself. This helps me. This gives me an outlet to just say what I need to say without saying it directly to a person that may judge me or something else. Maybe they wouldn't judge me. Maybe they'd give me a pat on the back and say, there, bud. We can get through this together. I know my mom's watching this, and I think that's a little scary because this is it's a very rough topic to be open about and just be saying and talking about because I don't want to be this person. I really would love to be able to have relationships because I really like that person. I don't know if it's a thing that is just in my brain or a thing that's in all our brains that is... Obviously, physical attraction is important, right? That's how you know. That's how you look at someone. That's your first impression. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but that's the first thing you see. You clicked on this video because you saw the thumbnail and you thought, hey, let's give it a shot. Or you clicked on this video because you're subscribed or you're my mom and you watch all my videos. But that's the thing. The physical aspect is important, but I don't think it should be as important as it is to me because of my addiction. Which I don't want it to be. I really don't. But it's an aspect that I have to deal with and figure out. Which I have been. And I want a normal relationship, whatever that entails. Normal to me. Obviously, everyone's normal is different, but normal to me. Normal in the sense that I want to be with you because what's in here. In here, that is the important part. That's the longevity. That is the longevity. Because we're all gonna get slouchy and wrinkly, and it's gonna be fine though, because what's in here, besides mental illness and dementia and all the things that can go wrong within here, is more or less the same. And that's the important part about a relationship. Is the melding of minds, the trust, the communication. That is what is important. But it's been hard for me because of this addiction to get into relationships that is more than the corporeal form, the physical form of someone. But that has been getting better, thankfully, which I am thinking is because of these 100 days I have been slowly weaning off. I came so close like a week or two ago of going really, really back down the rabbit hole badly. But I didn't. I didn't in the sense that I didn't do what I used to do. I did something less direct, but it was still encroaching on the not sober part, you know? I would not say I'm sober. I really wanted to say I was clean 100 days, perfect, but it's harder. Maybe 100 more days. Maybe I'll be there. But by the end of this year, I really want to be there. I need to be there. That is important for me to do. Thanks for watching this video. If you're dealing with something, you are not alone, and that is a fact. 8 billion people in the world can't be alone. Can't be. Appreciate you watching. If you have any advice, comments, concerns, write it on down below. Stay strong. The world is shaking up. We are in a weird time. Minus all the addiction that's involved in people's lives. Just in general, life is difficult. Just try to do the best you can. And don't hinder the people around you. It's better that way. If everyone just had consideration for other people, it would be so much easier, so much better. And I know you gotta learn. I've learned. I've learned the hard way many times. And I have grown. As long as you grow. No insanity. No insanity. Don't keep repeating the bad things. Because you're not learning. Learn, please. Thank you.